Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Unstoppable Living. I've decided to give you guys another rehousing video, but I'm going to try and make it a little bit educational to explain why we do the things the way we do it, and also show you a new addition that I got from Danny. He seems to be giving me some fantastic things, so I'm very grateful for that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a beautiful new addition. So, here we have my wonderful new edition from Danny from My Monsters. This is a Chilobrachys fimbriatus, also known as the Indian violet. It is an old world species, and you'll see what Andre is trying to do is, because it's an old world species, we need to be as cautious as possible. So we just trying to find any gaps in the hide in order to try poke the fimbriatus up into the catch cup. But as you can see, the webbing is very thick. For myself, it's the first time I've seen a tarantula that has webbing that looks like paper. It's very durable, very thick. It doesn't look like it's strong, but it took some effort for Andre to break through it with the stick. So, as you can see, we're just slowly getting there. Gotta just find the right angle because there was cork bark used as a hide, so it's not the most flexible piece of wood. So almost up in there, okay, and now Andre's going to just seal off any form of exit. And as you can see, the webbing is rather strong, it's still holding on to the bottle. And Andre has to tear it. There we go. And look at that, what a beauty. It's still unsexed. I'm really hoping that it's a female. I mean, just look at that pattern on the abdomen, it's beautiful. What we're going to do is we are going to give it a bigger enclosure, and you'll see now, unfortunately I already prepared this enclosure beforehand, so I can't show you from start to finish. But what we've done is we've given it deep substrate because they are a burrowing species, and as you can see, we've glued some orchid bark chips to the side of the enclosure to create anchor points for webbing, because they, as you saw from the original container, they like to web a lot. And obviously the water dish for a source of water. We're just going to fill that up for you guys so you can see that we don't overfill it too much. The lower substrate was a little bit moist anyway, but we've also created a hide with a tunnel, and now we're gonna put it inside as carefully as possible, of course, because getting bitten by an old world species is not going to be fun for Andre. Even though it would be excellent footage for YouTube, it would not be funny. So we're just going to open up the opening and poke it out as carefully as possible. Slowly coming out. Close off any means of escape. Take it from a different angle. So as you can see, we're just trying to be as careful as possible not to injure the tarantula or let him be in harm's way for a bite. It's always good to be safe with yourself and your tarantulas. And giving them respect is the most important thing, because even though they're cute and fluffy, they can be vicious if they want to be. So I wouldn't suggest this for a beginner, because they are extremely quick and they like to be rather spolty. And Andre is using his hands, even though he shouldn't, but he is a experienced keeper and he was watching the little creature to make sure that it wasn't coming towards him. And that's that. Nice little rehouse. We're going to do a little bit of a close-up now. Show you the beauty of this little critter. And as you can see, very beautiful markings. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't show the purple on the legs. That's a beautiful, beautiful coloration on the femurs, but the camera doesn't obviously show it justice. So now we're going to rehouse my Brachypelma vagans, the Mexican red rump. She is a rather big, mature female. So what we're going to do is give her not too much substrate, but enough for her to burrow down if she wants to. It's obviously going to be dry because they come from arid, humid region. And what I normally like to do is, I'll show you later in the video, is I like to keep the enclosures dry, but just add extra moisture on the one side of the enclosure, so that if they do want to go to a wet, cooler side, they have that option to do so. So what we're going to do is spread out the peat as evenly as possible and give it a bit of a pat down, just to give it a bit of a firm base to walk on. I've watched a few videos where they say that tarantulas don't really like loose substrate to walk on in the entirety of their enclosure, so it's just advisable to pat it down and to give them options, basically, so that they have different textures to walk on. So as you can see, we're just making a hide in the corner. It's just a bit of wood that I got from a friend of mine called Ioani. She's a wonderful lady, and her husband actually makes those hides. And putting in some fake plants, cactus. She's Mexican. We can give her a nice Mexican feel with a very colourful cactus. Few stones, and of course the water bowl. You're going to see what Andre is going to do. He's going to fill up the water bowl, and we'll overfill it just a little bit, just to create a damp patch around the water bowl. And it's nice to give your tarantulas room, because what you can do is you can move the water bowl every time you fill it up, and then just overflow the separate corner. And that way you allow the damp corner to dry out, and you don't have to have mold issues. So it's always good to have options as to where you can put the water bowl in order to avoid the mold outbreaks, because in summer that's a real possibility because of the humidity. And some nice white pebble stones that I had boiled previously, just to make sure that there weren't any contaminants on there. As I say, just different textures for the tarantula to experience. Just making sure that it's firmly in and it's not going to fall over and damage the tarantula. And we'll give it a bit of a twig tree type thing by the water bowl to create a bit of an oasis. And that's basically it, guys. It's nothing rocket science. It's the way I like to do things. It's also, again, it's not a must that it has to be this way, but I'm just find that my tarantulas are happier when I build enclosures around what they're like, and as close as possible to the region that they come from. So what you're going to see now is Andre decided, because of her size, it might be better to just coax her up the glass and down into the new enclosure. So Andre's just getting his tools ready, which would be the trusted paintbrush, which obviously doesn't harass the tarantula too much, and it also creates distance between you and the tarantula, so if it does decide to strike, your hand is not right by it. So Andre's been trying this new technique, as you can see here with the cardboard that we used in the previous video to secure the exit area for the arboreal tarantulas, but it's basically just for their safety, so that they don't drop down or fall and damage themselves. As you can see, she's very calm. She did kick a few hairs, which they do with the as a defensive mechanism. There you go, there's the kick. And as you can see, Andre's just trying to prevent her from dropping down, so the catchboard was there. And she's in. Give you a nice little close-up. Beautiful red coloration on the abdomen. And again, the camera does not do it justice. It is a beautiful, beautiful red color. And this was a gift from a friend of mine called Wesley. She's an absolute beauty. I really love her. She's a beautiful, beautiful specimen. As you can see, she's rather large as well. Right, so here we have my Brachypelma auratum, a very, very favourite tarantula of mine. She's got a squiff little fang, so she joins the Crazy Cripple Club with me. Also a very similar setup to the Brachypelma vagans. She also comes from a dryish area, so give her the same amount of substrate, but what we're going to do is we're just going to dampen half of the substrate, as you can see Andre is doing now. Not too much, just a little bit of moisture on the one side, as I explained earlier. She's got a nice little big hide. Unfortunately, the camera stopped there and we couldn't really capture her full beauty, but she's probably one of the brightest red coloration on a Mexican flame that I've seen in the past. So that one didn't go according to plan, but it was a successful rehouse. There was no issues. It went really well. And here we have my Lacertiodora parahymana. It is a gift that I got from my friend George. This is a bit of a different setup. They're kind of like humid conditions, so we're just going to put some substrate down, give her a nice big hide because she's rather large. And we're just going to create a bit of a mountain type environment and cover the hide so that it's dark. As you can see, Andre is doing now. Some inside the hide as well, just to make her feel at home. And pat it down just to make it firm. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wet the entire substrate, just to help elevate the humidity and help her to acclimatise to the new enclosure quicker. And what we're going to do is just pat it down a little bit more, just make sure it's nice and compact around the enclosure, especially around the hide, so that it feels like that the container is part of the terrain that she's in. I'm going to add a few plants to give it some colour, some stones as well. As you can see, I really like my white pebble stones. Just a bit of weight on the hide so that she can't pull it around or move it and upset the environment that I'm trying to create for her. We're just trying to decide what plants to use. And the camera again stopped recording, but you can see the plants that we put in there, and we did the same type of transfer over the side and into the new one. And as you can see, she's also a nice large specimen, beautiful coloration, and I'm happy that she also wasn't too aggressive, didn't kick too many hairs, so that's nice. I didn't have to apologize to Andre for itching skin from the hairs, because remember guys, the articulating hairs that get kicked end up causing you to itch quite profusely. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was informative and gave you a better idea on how to do things. This is the best way you have to do things. It's just the way that I like to do it, and so far, as you can see, my tarantulas are healthy and it's going well. So I hope it helps. Just a quick update about the tarantulas for charity. We've hit a couple of snags. We're tying up a bit of loose ends that we have to sort out. We are probably going to be doing something very soon, and maybe something very surprising and exciting in the pipeline, but I can't reveal that just yet. As always, please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Everyone else, please like, comment. It's always good to hear from you guys, and sorry about that. And yeah, just thank you so much for the support, and enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Keep well.